Alright, this is my really giant shader. So, this is this metal thing. This is mainly for one of the hairs with a MTL texture. Let's just get rid of that. That's just textures. So, everything that we got here. So, it's everything. I can turn on SSS. That definitely took a while. I can change the scale of the entire thing, or if I want to change the scale of the underside only, I can, just in case if you want a different SSS for that. There's also this squid skin, which is very hard to see because Cycles is doing that, so I'm actually gonna go in material preview. So there you go, there it is right there. Those dots, I can turn off. Hold on. Yeah, I can turn it off, turn it on. So that's that skin. You can change the scale of it. You can even change how much it blends with the actual skin. And you can even animate it with the W slider here. Let's turn this both off. Naturally, there is this transmission effect. If I go up here, there's the power and the rate. Is this backwards? Oh well. There's also the transmission rate here. And then there's this little buffer. Now, really, should be like 1, but by default it's 5, just so it's more visible in Cycles. So you can see I put it to 0. There's that tiny bit that pops up. Another thing is that it gets more obvious depending on the color, on your ink color. So you see here, right now it's really bright, right? But if I bring it down, you can see the transmission effect gets way more obvious as we go darker. Now, if we go to like really, really dark values, like this dark, you might not want this, which is why I kept this as an option. So you can put that at like 0 or 1, just to change like how strong this transmission is. But I'll keep it strong because usually I use really bright colors, make it a bit obvious. It's also the emission as normal. Just that. Alright, these guys. So, this threshold specifically is for that. You see how that can move? This is to separate this top side and this side. So, if I put that to 0, it doesn't actually, it does nothing. It doesn't change anything. If I put this too high, like 1, then yes, it changes this, but it also changes the rest of the hair. So from what I've checked, 0.08 seems to work really good, but I've kept it as a setting here just in case. And then yeah, you can change the color of this here. Originally it's this red color because Splatoon 3, but if you want, let me grab this, paste the color, put the value to like 0.1 or 0.05, just a dark color. And you can simulate a Splatoon 2 hair just like that. There's also the complement color. So how underfilm is, if I remove that, might be a bit easier if I go here. So underfilm uses like an opposite color. So if I go to yellow, you can see that the complement color is about blue. Yeah, it's more blue if I go to red. But if you don't want that, you want to change it to something else like green. There you go. Change the green just like that. Just can change that. All right. Okay, whatever. Just put back like this color. I don't remember the color I went. Okay. So that's that. Now, bioluminescence. So this will be an emission effect that happens specifically underneath here. And I believe if you do mess with your threshold, yeah, it'll do that. So make sure your threshold is actually correct. But yeah, this works independently from the regular emission, so I can change this emission. But if I do it really high, then you can see eventually, because there's still a little emission on the underside, so. But still, it works independently from that. You can have some bioluminescence, put it to any color you wish. Alright. And then there's also the secondary ink. This one's more for the SFMers. Now you might think this is similar to the tip color, but this is a bit more smoother. So like if I go to the tip color here and I put this to white, right? There's like, it's a bit hard to see. There's like this jagged edge here, and it's not very nice. So we have this secondary ink, which is a way smoother gradient, but also you can actually use a combination of the two to get a very interesting gradient. You have to do a lot of experimenting, but you can get a very interesting gradient if you're very smart with this. But this tip color is a separate thing. You expect dark values in here. This one doesn't really care, and this one you can actually change. You can change the detail offset, so you can decide how much there is. There is a bit of a limit, because you see if I go around to 0, you can see some of the colors bleed into the rest of these areas. You might not want that, or maybe one like you want it to be very close to here. By default, I put it to 0.205. It's pretty much a good amount right here. Anyway, there's also custom spots. So yes, you can change the colors of these individual spots. It's not perfect, unfortunately, but that's just the best we can do. And of course, you can turn on an emission. Yeah. So you can have that sort of thing. So if we were to make an SFM hair right here, actually, make this black, add a secondary ink that's around red. Congratulations if you actually know this character that I'm making. Then make this, oh wait, make that white. Put about like, I don't know, 5. And there you go. This is a very specific SFM character. So you can get that sort of detail with this. Unfortunately, because this is black, you get no subsurface scattering, but oh wait, it's not even on. But then that's not a problem. Just increase that. There we go. Yep, so that's my comically large hair shader. Don't worry about this. This is 2CL. I'll get on that later.